Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. I'm tired of shit.
Hello friends and my lovely viewers. Welcome back to the channel of Lithas. Today we'll check out the new angelic Arbiter clan. These champions are mages, as we can see, and honestly I just 100% am in love with their appearances. This is the most majestic looking champions I've seen in Bloodline. They better not disappoint me. I don't know what I will do if they turn out to be crappy. Anyways, for today's video, we will check out their skills, and I might also discuss which traits to put on them as we go. But very first, let's see their clan trait. It is called Light Suppression, and this is what it does at level 18. At the start of the battle, back row enemies' attack speed is reduced by 30.2% for 15 seconds. This effect cannot be dispelled or stacked. Considering that a lot of champions use attack speed boosting traits, this is in my opinion very good for countering that. It takes away the attack speed benefit from our enemies, and it also lasts for 15 seconds, which is enough time to make a noticeable impact. Gotta keep in mind it is non-stackable though, so this effect only happens once in the very beginning of the battle. And like mentioned, it lasts for 15 seconds. Also do note that this is at level 18, so a lower level clan trait will give a lower percentage debuff. With this all being said, I'm giving a thumbs up to this clan trait. It looks promising. Let us move on to discuss the male champion skills first. In his active skill, he will gain 3 stacks of charge and enhance himself as well as all the allies for 6 seconds. During the enhancement, units will deal 20% more damage and the control effect's duration will be reduced by 45%. Every time an enhanced ally uses an active or ultimate skill, our angelic champion will gain 1 stack of charge. It is not very specified what the charge is for, but it is clear that this skill boosts the entire team's damage by 20% and also reduces the duration of control effects by 45%. These effects last for 6 seconds, but if any champions of our team uses an active or ultimate skill during these 6 seconds, our angelic Arbiter champion will earn 1 stack of charge. What the charge thing does might get revealed in either the passive or ultimate skill. So let's check out the passive skill now. Okay, this skill also earns charge rather than spending it, which must mean the charge has to be used in the ultimate skill, or else it simply wouldn't make sense. Anyways, in the passive, each normal attack hit grants 1 stack of charge, which cannot be dispelled, and this stacks up to 9 times. In battle, the first time an ally's constitution drops below 70% and later 40%, our male Arbiter will heal them for 650% of our champion's own strength. This also earns him 1 stack of charge. The recovery effect is true healing, which will not be attenuated, aka weakened by debuffs, but it will be affected by recovery prevention effects. We can already understand from this description that strength will be an important stat for our champion, so we may consider putting the trait Brutal on him for more strength. Now about this passive of his. We can collect up to 9 stacks of charge for each time he does a normal attack, and they cannot be dispelled, which is nice. He can heal allies' constitution according to his own amount of strength, but it can only happen twice for each ally of our team. Basically when the allies' constitution drops below 70%, and then again when it drops to lower than 40%. I really like this part about him, not gonna lie. And yeah, he also gains 1 stack of charge from doing this. Additionally, this is actually true healing, which means the healing effect he does for our allies cannot be weakened by debuffs, but it can be affected by recovery prevention effects though. Still, I believe this is very good for being his passive skill. And it collects up a lot of charge stacks, which makes me wonder what the ultimate skill is capable of. Let's check it out. He continuously casts spells. 1 stack of charge is spent for each spell he casts. Each spell deals 380% strength damage and heals constitution by 60% of the damage dealt. When all of the charge stacks are consumed, he will launch a final blow towards the densest enemy area. This strike deals 600% strength damage. While casting, strength is increased by 30% and our champion is immune to control effects. This is very impressive. Imagine if the passive skill collected up the maximum amount of charge, aka 9 stacks. Then the ultimate skill could deal some serious damage. I honestly didn't think this champion would be a DPS type. I thought we were gonna have a full-on healer and buffing champ, but it seems like he can also deal plenty of damage. So to be honest, I'm still thinking of the brutal trait as an important trait to have on him. A level 22 brutal trait increases his strength by 45%. The second trait I would recommend for us to put on him is Agile. Agile at level 22 increases the attack speed by 30%. And I'm suggesting this one mainly because his normal attacks cashes in a lot of charge stacks. So if we can increase his attack speed, that means he will earn more stacks per second. I hope that made sense. As for the third trait, I would like to put either Honorable or Energetic to ensure his durability. I am a little unsure which one might be better for him, so do feel free to discuss in the comments below. The fourth and last trait I'm personally gonna suggest for him is Fierce. He is dealing a lot of damage in the ultimate after all, and in my opinion, we can make him a very good DPS if we properly take advantage of it. The trait called Fierce will at level 22 increase the total damage by 25%. Anyways, these are just my suggestions on traits that I believe should work well on him. It is purely theoretical, and we are yet to try him out on the battlefield. You may try out other traits like for instance aggressive or focused if you think they're more suitable. This all being said, let's move on to the female's active skill. She shoots energy in a straight line. The energy goes out to the furthest distance possible and comes back to our champion. This attack deals 380% strength damage twice, aka when traveling away from our champion and on the way back to our champion. The hit rate of the enemies inflicted is reduced by 35%, and the energy recovery from normal attacks and skills are also reduced by 40%. These debuffs last for 5 seconds. Since she is only launching her attack in a straight line, we cannot expect her to hit every single enemy on the battlefield. It might hit 2 to 3 enemies, or it may only strike one enemy if we are for instance fighting a boss. And that would obviously outdo less damage than if we struck a 5-member team. So from this information, I would say keep her away from boss fights and mainly focus on full enemy team battles. Anyways, this is a great DPS and debuffing skill, which I think of as quite useful to be honest. It just depends on how many enemies we manage to hit in one blow. And similar with the male, I'm thinking of adding the trait called Brutal to increase her strength and thus outputting more damage. Let's see her passive skill next. After every 2 normal attack, she launches an energy beam. This deals true damage equal to 12% of the target's max constitution, and it goes up to 2000% of our champion's strength. Our female Arbiter heals her constitution by 50% of the damage dealt, and increases the damage enemies take by 30%. This debuffing effect lasts for 4 seconds. Once again, we are quite dependent on the amount of strength our champion has. By increasing the strength, we also increase the limit ensuring we have the possibility to deal more damage. And the healing effect is based on how much damage we deal. So if we deal 100 points of damage, then our champion would heal by 50 constitution points. And so if we increase the damage we deal to 200 points, then our champion would heal by 100 constitution points. I hope it made some sense. And since this one goes for damage in general, we could also add a trait like for instance Fierce to increase the damage even more together with Brutal. But anyways, this is just my thoughts as I go. We still have the ultimate left before we conclude with anything. In her ultimate skill, she will summon an energy orb into the densest enemy area. This orb lasts for 7 seconds and will pull enemies towards it. The enemies cannot act while this is going on. Every time they get pulled closer, the enemy takes 500% damage of our champion's strength, and they also lose 120 energy points. I realized that something is missing in this description, which is how many times do the enemies get pulled in? Is it for each and every second of the energy orb's existence, or is it less than that? They're not mentioning it specifically, so it could be for each second or it could be only for like 3 seconds. We don't really know. But as the skill lasts for 7 seconds, it does make us believe it happens once every second. The skill is kind of vague, but it can actually be quite great, not gonna lie. And this proves to us once again just how important strength will be for our champion. Let us talk about the potential traits. Like mentioned, the trait called Brutal will be essential to boost up her damage. A level 22 Brutal trait increases the strength of our champion by 45%. I also think we should have Fierce on her as the second trait, just because she's having so much damage potential in pretty much all of her skills. This trait will at level 22 increase the total damage by 25%. The third trait could be something attack speed related, like for instance Agile. This is my suggestion due to her passive skill, where every second normal attack leads to an additional beam attack. So the faster we launch normal attacks, the more extra damages we can make per minute. As for the fourth slot, I think we should have something to increase her constitution or total damage reduction. I am not so sure yet which one would be better, honorable or energetic, but I'm thinking honorable may be a better fit for her. Honorable at level 22 will increase the total damage reduction by 25%. You can go for energetic or any other trait instead if you think it will be more suitable for her. These were just my personal suggestions of traits I believe may work well on her. Anyways, this is all I had to say for today's video. If you have any questions or thoughts about these champions, feel free to ask in the comment section below. I think I forgot to mention something by the way. These champions can only be obtained in the Redemption store. I might make a video explaining how to acquire them, but I'm not so sure yet. We will see if I got enough time to do it. By the way, if you enjoyed today's video, feel free to tap on the like and subscribe button. Have an amazing day everyone, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, stay foxy, adios, bye!